Sue Baldwin, and I am the leader of the Baldwin Bunch. I have been doing the relay for 17 years and started with a friend of mine just as a whim. We filled in as a walker, and after we walked that first year, actually I was going through chemotherapy that first time. I was diagnosed with breast cancer in 1997, and so after walking the first time, I said to my friend Jane Slusher, I think we could do a team. And so if you see behind my shoulder, we do have the Baldwin Bunch, and we have 15 people on our team that are fundraising. And then we have a conglomerate of family members and friends, and it just keeps growing and growing. We probably have about 25 people. So a little bit more about my story. After being diagnosed in 1997, I went through chemotherapy and lost all my hair, and then I did radiation and 37 of those treatments. And during that time, I decided that it would be very cool to leave my house on the North Hill and move over to Croywood. And when we walked in and looked at that house, it was a very simple rambler. We decided a swimming pool. This would be a great thing to build. So built a swimming pool, not knowing what was going to happen tomorrow, took all my money and put it in there. So we have been doing the relay for 16 years as a team, and about 3.5 years ago, I was doing regular mammograms and everything, and then I went in for a routine mammogram and was diagnosed with a 4.5 centimeter tumor. So that's a stage 3, and went through chemotherapy again, and then went through a radical mastectomy and lots of other doctor's appointments and other surgeries and things like that. So I continued doing the Relay for Life without hair again, and we are continuing to do the Baldwin Bunch. And our team has been the highest fundraiser for the last 3 years, I think. And this year, I think we've brought in over $17,000 for the American Cancer Society. I've been part of the leadership committee for about 6 years in different roles, and this year I've been in charge of team development, so recruiting people to be a part of the relay. So I think it's one of the best things that Stillwater has to offer, and it's something that really gets people involved, and it really is fantastic to see people's stories here at the Relay for Life. Survivors and caregivers, we really want to focus on the caregivers too. So I hope that as you are seeing this, you will consider coming out next year, the first weekend in August. And we will let you know how everything's going through Paint the Town Purple, which happens 2 weeks before that. So that's my story, and please do the Relay for Life with us.
All right, I guess we're ready to go. Welcome to the 20th anniversary of the Relay for Life of Stillwater River of Hope Classic. Please stand for the national anthem. The flag is right over here to my left. Please remove your hats.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting
Thank you. That was Michelle Sieben. Big round of applause again for Michelle. One day, one night, one community, one fight. Welcome to the 20th annual Stillwater Relay of Life River of Hope Classic. We are here today to come together to celebrate our survivors, remember these we have lost, fight back against a disease that unites us here together tonight. My name is Lois Raboyne, and I am the Stillwater Relay for Life Chair for 2014. I welcome you all here on this beautiful night, and keep your fingers crossed. We might get a little rain. We have worked so hard to prepare for this day, and it's my hope that you enjoy the Relay for Life experience and take some time to reflect on the reason that we are here. Many of you have been working hard to raise money for most of the year, and we will be celebrating that throughout the night. But first, I would like to thank a few community members and businesses that contribute in a huge way to the success of our Relay for Life River of Hope Classic. If you are here, please stand and be recognized when I read your name. Bradshaw Celebration of Life, First State Bank and Trust, Foley, Kelsom and Company, Crabtrees at Garden Gate, John K. and Margaret A. Ogren Foundation, Kowalski's Market, Lakeview Health, Margaret Rivers Fund, River Valley Athletic Club, Stillwater Area Public Schools, Stillwater Knights of Columbus, Super America. I also want to thank DJ Redunce. Stand up. Everybody please give DJ a big hand. DJ donated the first and second prize on the raffle ticket. And then also we have a painting by Tom Schmidt that's beautiful, and an iPad mini. Don't forget, if you haven't gotten your tickets, they're still for sale. Now it is my pleasure to introduce you to Alex Eder, who has served as the event co-chair for the 2014 Relay for Life of Stillwater. He brings so much energy and talent to our relay, and we are happy to have him in this new role. Alex is also my neighbor, so he's a pretty special kid. Alex?
All right, as Lois said, my name is Alex Eder. I'm 17 years old, and I've been participating for Relay for Life for as long as I can remember. And from the moment I could walk, I was out on that track. I can even remember the olden days when our event used to be held at the junior high. Throughout my journey with the relay, I've learned and experienced so much, and I want to share a piece of this with you this evening. I believe that cancer affects each and every person's lives, and I'm no exception. As many of my family members and friends have suffered due to this terrible disease. I've lost my great-grandpa John, Grandpa Gibb, Grandma Pat, Zach Sobiak, who I'm all sure you're familiar with, and currently my Grandma Wendy is in remission after being diagnosed with inflammatory breast cancer in July of 2007. As I grew older and watched more and more people participate in the Stillwater Relay for Life, I began to realize how significant of an event it is. I wanted to do more. I began raising more and more money on a team of friends I started on my own, in honor of my Grandma Wendy. Each year, I take on more roles and responsibilities, striving to make each event better. In April of this year, my Grandma Joni was diagnosed with cancer. She too has inflammatory breast cancer. She kept the diagnosis to herself for a few weeks until she had enough information from the doctors to feel comfortable enough sharing this news with the family. When she finally told us, there was no shortage of tears and emotions. After all my experience with the relay, I now better understand all the details when the person hears the words, "You have cancer." It's prepared me to provide the appropriate information and support that may be needed. Through the tears, Grandma being the way she is, she continued to smile. Even with her diagnosis, she believes that you keep a positive attitude about your life and just keep going, because every day is a gift, and you can never give up. That attitude has inspired my life to take every day as it is, one step at a time, all the while keeping a smile on my face and having fun. One day I was visiting my grandma at her home, and she told me that she discovered that her hair was starting to fall out. She explained that she had been outside putting out some bird food when she realized that her hair wasn't just blowing in the wind, it was actually blowing away in the wind. My grandma and I had a good laugh about this unfortunate yet funny situation, but it perfectly describes my grandma. She believes that laughter is the best medicine that can help you in any situation. The next morning, my cousins Hunter and Sarah, along with myself, went to Grandma's house to shave her head. I was the first to take the buzzer and shave the front portion of her head. It felt very strange to be doing. And when I had shaved the front of my grandma's head, I jokingly told Grandma that we were done, and all three of us pretended to walk away, leaving my grandma with the most interesting of hairstyles. She laughed and told us to get back here and finish. My cousin Sarah and I then cut the back of her hair with scissors so that Hunter would be able to shave the back of her head. Then I gave Grandma the ACS Navigator card so that she could help her get a wig. They mailed her the magazine so that they could pick out which one she wanted, and let's just say she wasn't a fan of her selection. I believe she referred to it as the shaggy dog. Again, this is a perfect representation of my grandma, because she's always says she's a kid at heart. And to prove that even further, I remember a fun time when I was at her house and she turned the ceiling fan to its fastest setting. She grabbed a bag of marshmallows and gave me and my cousins a handful. Then she told us to throw them into the fan, which turned her living room into a sticky war zone. Marshmallows were flying in every direction, and no one could escape the inevitable sticky fatality of a marshmallow to the face. We ate the few remaining marshmallows of the bag and continued to find sticky shrapnel for weeks to come. Grandma Joni is currently undergoing chemotherapy, and I've been tagging along with her appointments to keep her company. Although she's pretty embarrassing, one of her favorite things to do is to tell all the nurses about all my work for the Relay for Life. Let's just say she's one proud grandmother. It's stories like these that motivate me to relay. I relay for my grandmas Joan and Wendy, who are still fighting. I relay to fight back against the disease that took the lives of my loved ones, in hopes that fewer families have to experience the loss of a loved one. I relay for all cancer patients and their caregivers who went through the battle right alongside of them. It is my and the Relay's mission to raise funds for research, find a cure, and help those fighting their battles. I thank you all for being here tonight, and I encourage all of you to tell your stories to each other. There are so many reasons to celebrate. Take this opportunity to connect with the amazing people here. While you're on the track or at your campsite, tell your story to anyone who will listen. Heck, come find me. I'd love to hear it. Remember why we're here, to share and to celebrate. Now I'd like to introduce Andreas and Maggie for the Entertainment Committee, to tell them about some of the plans that they have tonight.
On the count of three, can I get a whoop? 3, 2, 1. Woo! There's a lot of you guys up there. I know you can do it a little louder. 3, 2, 1. Woo!
Hi guys, I'm Maggie and this is Andreas, and we're in charge of the entertainment for this year.
So we start off with 5 different theme laps, and the first one at 7 o'clock is the beach lap, and 8 o'clock is fiesta lap, 9 o'clock is disco, and in the morning we have the PJ lap, and 9 o'clock is the Wild West lap. And so all these laps will correspond with a theme. So for the beach lap, we expect all of you guys to be in your apparel, your towels, your goggles, whatever you have. And we also have games that are themed for that. So we have a water balloon toss, and I don't know, the list goes on and on. And we have games throughout the night, so stick around for those. At 12 o'clock, we have Capture the Flag, which will be fun. And 3 o'clock, we have if you're still awake, we have a Frozen t-shirt contest, which will be interesting.
Lots of prizes for all the games.
So there'll be more active games in the middle of the field, but on the side in the tents, we have movies and art, more mellow things. So we will need your help. So if you're free and willing to help, just find us in the blue shirts, and we'll assign you something to do.
I would now like to welcome Father Miller from St. Mary's and St. Michael's, who will be saying our opening prayer.
In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, amen. Dear Heavenly Father, Creator of all things, visible and invisible, into your hands we commend our lives. And in particular, we commend into your hands those we remember here tonight, and all of those who are suffering from cancer, especially all those here present. Remember their families and their friends, and grant to them hope, healing, and strength. For all those who care for all of those who suffer with cancer, bless them and may give them the strength to continue their loving work. We pray for all those who fight against cancer in research. Grant that they may find a cure. And grant that all those who are joined with your Son in his suffering and death may be joined with him in the glory of his resurrection. We ask this through the same Christ our Lord. Amen. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Now I would like to introduce Michelle Sieben again, and she is going to sing another song for us.
Always have to pull it apart.
Not very tacky.
Yeah.
Feel like you're falling backwards, like you're slipping through the cracks. Like no one would even notice if you left this world and never came back. Walk outside and all you see is rain. You look inside, but all you feel is pain. And you can't see it now, but down the road the sun is shining. In every cloud there's a silver lining. Just keep holding on, 'cause every heartache makes you stronger, and it won't be much longer. You'll find love, you'll find peace, and the you you're meant to be. I know right now that's not the way you feel, but one day you will. Wake up every morning and ask yourself, what am I doing here anyway? With the weight of all those disappointments whispering in your ear,
Thank you, Michelle. Dr. Gordy Klatt is a name many of you have heard. In the mid-1980s, as a colorectal surgeon in Tacoma, Washington, he wanted to enhance the income of his local American Cancer Society office. So he decided personally to raise money for this fight by doing something he enjoyed, running marathons. In May of 1985, Dr. Klatt spent 24 hours circling a track at Baker Square at the University of Puget Sound in Tacoma for more than 83 miles. Throughout the night, friends paid $25 to walk or run 30 minutes with him. That first year, nearly 300 of Gordy's friends, families, patients watched as he walked and ran the course. This was the start of Relay for Life. A little background on Gordy. Gordy was born in St. Paul, I believe, and then he moved out to Stillwater, he and his family. And he joined the he went to college, joined the military, and he ended up out in Tacoma. And he, if anybody knows Gordy in the audience personally, he is like Mr. American Cancer Society. I'm proud to say that I was at that first relay as a family member walking and running with Gordy. I would like everybody to keep Gordy in their prayers right now. He's having a really tough time. He's having some major medical issues. So while you're walking around tonight, please say a prayer for Gordy. I'm going to read a note that Gordy sent to us. Good evening and welcome to the 20th anniversary of the Relay for Life of Stillwater. 30 years ago, I stepped onto a track at the University of Puget Sound with a vision to raise money for a battle against cancer. Today, with the support of the Stillwater community and all of our colleagues, we have now grown into a global event. Each year, millions of people in over 23 countries raise much-needed funds and awareness to save lives through Relay for Life movements. Relay has raised over $5 billion to help with groundbreaking research to provide free information and services for patients and their families. Let us keep fighting for every birthday that is threatened by cancer in your community and everyone else's. Let us celebrate the survivors for what they have overcome and remember those who we have lost to this disease. Let us honor the people who have fought and are fighting cancer. Let us thank our caregivers, our families who have never given up. Let us celebrate the 20 years of hope and let's finish the fight. Thank you. Our opening ceremony is all about celebrating our survivors. You are proof that we are making progress in the fight against cancer. It is my honor at this time to introduce you to one of our own Stillwater survivors. She is a passionate volunteer, and we are so privileged to have her as part of the Relay for Life of Stillwater. Please help me welcome Sarah Rooker and her team, from her team, Sarah's Brainstorm.
Good evening, and thank you for the opportunity to share my story. My name is Lois Sarah Rooker. My maiden name is Carr. I was born and raised in Stillwater, graduate of Stillwater High School, class of 1992. I'm married to Tom Rooker, and we have two sons, Isaac, who's almost 13, and Luke, 11 and a half. On July 5th, 2011, at the age of 38, a mass the size of a fist was found in my brain after experiencing very strong headaches that would wake me in the middle of the night. 3 days later, I had a craniotomy to have as much of the mass removed as possible. Pathology tests confirmed that I have glioblastoma multiforme, or GBM stage 4 terminal brain cancer. The average GBM patient lives is 12 to 14 months after diagnosis. I didn't fit the general statistics to even be diagnosed with this type of cancer. This past 4th of July marked 3 years. I've been through I've been through 6 weeks of radiation, 18 cycles of chemotherapy, another craniotomy in October of 2013 when it reoccurred, and currently have completed 10 of 12 cycles of intraarterial chemotherapy. I don't tell you my story to feel sorry for me, but to tell you I believe it was a gift. And yeah, you heard me correct. I said receiving a brain tumor was a gift. I just stated what I've been through medically in 3 years, but I want to tell you most importantly what I've really been able to do in 3 years. I've been able to strengthen my faith. I've been able to love and enjoy my husband and boys and watch the boys grow physically, spiritually, emotionally, and become smart, strong, amazing young men. I've been able to spend time with immediate and extended family. I've been able to enjoy time with close friends. I've been able to work. I realize we do not write our story, God does. So live it to bring happiness to others and yourself. No matter what you're battling, it doesn't have to be just cancer or as a caregiver of someone else that you love so much is battling. Figure out the way to bring happiness to others. Reach outside of your comfort zone and make the best of your situation. One of the biggest experiences I've learned is the power of positive thinking. I so could have gone the route of doom and gloom and complained, but where would that have left me? Laying into bed feeling sorry for myself? No way. Instead, I have embraced every day with thanksgiving to God for the ability to live on in the human flesh. Surrounding ourselves with positivity is a wonderful thing. Find the good in each situation, as everything happens for a reason. I started relaying by walking the Survivor's Lap in 2011 and 2012. Born and raised in Stillwater, I wanted to participate in a local event to help raise awareness for all cancers. This led me to research local events. Stillwater Relay for Life made a lot of sense. I would need a few team members that could divide the walking times into chunks throughout the 18 hours. I signed up our Team Sarah's brainstorm last year, attended a Relay for Life meeting, and I quickly learned I was a part of something much bigger. Participating in the Stillwater Relay for Life is an amazing experience, especially being a part of all of the events, but specifically the luminary lighting is amazing. Cancer has touched all of us in different ways, so that is why I relay. I relay for those who have lost to cancer, for those that have fought, for those still fighting, for those that have to deal with losing loved ones, and for those that are just being diagnosed. Cancer, unfortunately, will not go away, but hopefully by raising awareness and funds for research, it will decline. I encourage you to choose to see the good in each day. It's there, and remember, most importantly, we choose our attitudes. Life is an opportunity to create memories. Start tonight by creating amazing ones. Thank you for being a part of this wonderful event.
Hi, I'm Sue Baldwin, and I want to talk a little bit about the theme that goes celebrate, remember, and fight back. This phrase has been part of the Relay for Life for many years, and I wonder how many of you actually know what it represents. I know I was unaware of the true meaning behind those words, which are fighting the most important for everything that we are aware. To celebrate, remember, and fight back isn't just a cool motto for a t-shirt. At 6 o'clock right now, we hold an opening ceremony that represents celebrate, so everything's more upbeat. During this ceremony, we celebrate the lives of those who have battled cancer. The strength of survivors inspires us to continue the fight. At 10 o'clock, we will hold a luminaria ceremony. And at that time, we'll remember loved ones lost to cancer. For many, Relay is the one time during the year that we can join together and find healing from our cancer experience. We take a silent lap to remember privately those who are not walking alongside of us any longer. And at 11:30 tomorrow, we join together one last time to fight back. Tomorrow is not the end of the River of Hope Relay for Life 2014, but rather the beginning of the 2015 Relay for Life. Remember that though our day is coming to an end, we need to continue to fight back against cancer and encourage others to do so as well. You will be reminded of the meaning behind celebrate, remember, and fight back throughout the evening and during the day tomorrow. I challenge you to really consider what each ceremony means to you as you continue your Relay for Life experience. And now it's my pleasure to introduce our MC tonight, Stillwater's own Lee Valsvik.
That woman taught my kids how to swim. And Max is a scuba diver now. And he wants to go into marine biology, and it's all because of Sue Baldwin. I'm Lee Valsvik from Cool 108 and Care 11. Also from Cities 97 and KDWB, and the list goes on, but they're all in the same hallway. So I'm just growing into radio stations. And I'm so proud of this community because my sister Mary, where's the walk-ons? There's woo! She's right now driving her son Davis to camp. He gets to go to camp for a couple of weeks, which is great for all of them. But she is a 5, 6, 7-year survivor, breast cancer survivor. And this community, when someone comes down and is stricken with cancer, doesn't this community get together and pull together for individual people better than any other community I've ever seen in my life? I mean, Ann O'Brien, I remember we got together for Ann and Mary and Debbie and all you guys. I mean, the list goes on and on. So this is just a great community. And the one thing I really like about today, and Mary is cancer-free, is that people come up to me and they go, "How's Mary?" And I get to say, "Awesome. She's doing great." Matter of fact, I'm going to tell you a quick story. And she would die if she was here right now, and I told the story. But we had a celebration at my house last weekend, and we put together a little dance late in the night, and Mary was doing the worm in the yard to, I can't remember what song it was, but there she was doing the worm. So tease her when you see her walking. Maybe she'll do the worm for you late tonight. You never know. I think you get there. Okay, but before we get started here, we got a few things. Enough of me now and all of that. But I'd like to go over a few items. The raffle tickets available for purchase and to turn in. Just a reminder that this year's grand prize is $1,000. Thank you, DJ Redun's family and Stillwater Motors. You can purchase and turn in raffle tickets until 8 p.m. tonight, and winning tickets will be drawn at 10 p.m. tonight. All the winners will be announced at our closing ceremony tomorrow morning at 11:30, not tonight. So make sure you are here to hear your name. Our silent auction is currently open and will be open until 11 p.m. We welcome you all to check out the items, bid high, bid often, because Sue will up your name, and then you'll have to beat that bid. So she's going to go around and check all these silent auction items. We do accept cash, check, or credit cards. Now, are you guys ready to celebrate? I think the Baldwin bunch is. Look at them, man. Before I call the teams to the field, I want to tell you that this is going to be a little different this year. We're going to recognize survivors, their caregivers, and then there will be a walk where all the teams will join in. In reality, when the cancer person begins their journey, they are alone. And then caregivers step in and they help with care. That caregiving spreads so that groups of people, the teams here tonight, are here to offer support. When the teams walk together around the track, each team will be announced at the announcer's table. This is our first year with the changes, but I think you're really going to like how it turns out. At this time, we're going to begin to call teams to the track so we can begin our survivor lap. When I call your team, please make your way to your campsite and spread out in your area so we fill the track. Unless you are a caregiver. Now listen very carefully. If you are a caregiver and your survivor is present today, If your survivor is sitting up here, please remain in the stands. Don't go back to your campsite just yet. Okay? So if you are a caregiver, remain in the stands. Okay, we're going to call teams and get you guys back to your campsites, except for caregivers, okay? Baldwin Bunch. Lake Elmo JCs. Lake Elmo Curves. Okay, line the inside of the track, by the way. Like on the grass. On the grass, you guys. So when you get back to your campsite, stay on the grass in front of your campsite and line the track. Okay. Baldwin Bunch, Lake Elmo JCs, Lake Elmo Curves. How about Team Miracle Believers? Ow! Sarah's Brainstorm. I hear that. Team Jack. Ow! Hope. Hope, where are you? Get on there. Okay, the walk-ons. Yeah, as soon as Mary gets here, she'll be doing the worm. Together. Live Strong 10. Chili Walkers. Joni's Joggers. Christ Lutheran Church. Dell's Delight. And remember, if you're a caregiver, please stay in the stands. The Lifesavers. Lake Elmo Bank. Walk All Nights with a K. Yeah. Living on a Prayer. Team Tawanda. Ameriprise Financial. Nick's Posse. Tawanda 2. The Hawks. Lou's Crew. Stillwater Area School District. Is it Jetty for a Cure? Jetty, of course it is. That's the Swedish pronunciation. Jetty for a crew. Butterfly Brigade. Skogan Group. We'll Fight for Cupcakes. I like that. Birds, Beads, and Gnomes. Making Strides. Valley Ridge Mall and the Stillwater Rotary Club. Me and My Gang. South Hill Stompers. Stillwater Crew. Pennies Pacers. And Living on a Prayer. Give our teams a big round of applause. Line up in the grass in front of your campsite. We'll give you a couple seconds to get to your campsite area here. As they do this, we now invite all survivors to the track and line up in front of the committee person in the blue shirt facing the south side of the field. Thank you for making, there he is. Alex, right? Alex. Okay, so all survivors come out onto the track and line up in front of Alex, there in the blue t-shirt, facing the south side of the field, which would be towards Lake Elmo. I just saw a plane. That could have been, nope, it's gone now.
One small thing we're going to do after the teams all go by,
Okay, yeah. You want to do it? All right, we got my survivors out here. Look at you. Oh, you guys look so good. All survivors, give me a woohoo. I like that. Team Miracle Believers over here. Oh, come to the announcing booth here. Team Miracle Believers. Come to the announcing booth here. They got a spot for you. All right. Now, If you remained in the stands and you are here tonight to honor someone standing up front wearing a purple shirt, your survivor is here because of the care that you provided. The support, the tears, the phone calls, the trips to chemo, the hugs, and the I love yous provided everything to these people in purple. If you are a caregiver and your survivor is on the track, please come to the track and line up behind Alex and no. Oh, they're there. See them down there? Line up behind those guys waving their hands, okay? Behind the survivors. You'll be facing north, Stillwater Motors, kind of, sort of. Okay? So if you're a caregiver and your survivor's on the track, please come to the track and line up behind the committee person in the blue shirt facing the opposite direction of the survivors. See, if I would have read it instead of ad-libbing, I would have had it down. Sue goes, I wrote that. Tonight, our survivors are beginning their journey around the track alone. And this is a walk that has always been reserved solely for our survivors. But tonight we acknowledge that survivors take on their journey with help and support of their caregivers. As our survivors begin to walk the track, their caregivers will begin walking in the opposite direction, meeting halfway and then continuing together the lap the survivors started. Survivors, as you meet your caregivers in the middle, feel free to show your appreciation and love. Caregivers, as you see your survivor approaching, know that this is not a journey that can be done alone, and you are a reason why they are relaying tonight. Now, we acknowledge that not every survivor has a caregiver present tonight. Caregivers, listen up. If you see a survivor who is not with their caregivers tonight, please become their caregiver for the night, okay? I know we have a lot of caregivers. Nobody goes through this journey alone, and tonight we are all caregivers. Are you guys ready? Give yourself a big round of applause, first of all. All right, survivors, you can start to walk. Let's hear it. Let them hear you all the way on the other side of the track.
I'm Jack Emerson. I'm with Team Doll's Delight, and I've started because my grandpa, Delmer Emerson, he got pancreatic cancer back in 2007, and he passed away in 2008 from it. And so I walk for him, in memory of him.
Okay, every year we do something to shut off the lights. Does anybody know what it is? We're gonna, on the count of 3, we're gonna yell as loud as we can, Dan, shut off the lights. Okay, so with me on the count of 3, 1, 2, this is a practice round. 1, 2, 3. All right, that was really good. Do you guys think we need another practice? Okay, everybody back here says yeah. So we're going to do one more practice, Dan, so don't shut them off yet. Okay, on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. That was much better. Okay, this time it's for real, so you got to really scream loud. On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Dan, shut off the lights. All right. Are we going to do the slideshow? Are we doing the slideshow first, or am I introducing you? Okay. Okay, I'm going to tell you now how many luminaries. Does anybody want to guess? Just kidding. Before the rain, we had 4,500 luminaries. After the rain, we have 55 because we did have to put out quite a few more. So give yourself a round of applause. That is incredible. And in spite of it all, look at the track. It's lit up and it's beautiful. So that being said, I'm going to turn this over to Alex.
At 6 o'clock, we all gathered together to celebrate the start of Relay for Life, our survivors and our accomplishments. What a fun evening so far. That's what Celebrate's all about. Now we begin to remember. Now we have an opportunity to come together and remember why we're here at Relay. I'd like to ask that you please respect the meaning of the ceremony carries by remaining silent. This is a time for us to grieve for the ones we've lost. It's a time for us to reflect on how the disease has touched each of us personally. And it's a time for us to look inside ourselves with quiet reflection and find hope. Because no matter what our experience has been, we all share the hope that we will one day live in a world where our children and their children will never have to hear the words, "You have cancer." If you have lost a parent to cancer, please stand and light your glow stick. If you have lost a brother or a sister to cancer, please stand and light your glow stick. If you have lost a son or daughter to cancer, please stand and light your glow stick. If you have lost a spouse to cancer, please stand and light your glow stick. If you have lost a grandparent to cancer, please stand and light your glow stick. If you have lost an aunt or uncle to cancer, please stand and light your glow stick. If you have lost a cousin to cancer, please stand and light your glow stick. If you have lost a friend to cancer, please stand and light your glow stick. If someone you love has lost their battle to cancer, please stand and light your glow stick. If you or someone you love is currently fighting their battle to cancer, please stand and light your glow stick. If you are here to fight back against cancer, please stand and light your glow stick. Countless struggles and lives have been affected by the ravaging illness of cancer. Cancer shows no preference. It strikes children, adults, family, co-workers, and friends. And we will remember those who have lost their battle to this disease with this glowing light. But we will always remember that by cracking the glow sticks, we will fight back. Because there is no hope. The star of hope helps remind us to be courageous and noble in our fight, but also reminds us to reach for the stars in order to help change the world of this disease. As you look at the flames flickering in the night, you remember everything a candle can represent. A birthday, a celebration, a marriage, a funeral, a romantic dinner, and a memorial. One candle can represent so many things. Tonight, these candles represent the battle with cancer that presses on, a battle that has touched so many lives.
The age represents the hope that a cure will be found for those currently facing cancer, as we also remember our loved ones lost to the disease. We remember our mothers, our fathers, our brothers, our sisters, our grandfathers, grandmothers, uncles, and aunts, our cousins and close friends, fellow students and beloved teachers. We honor and remember all of them for their strength and for showing us the true meaning of life.
The P represents progress. It is with progress that a cure is obtainable. Each year, research has progressed with the help of people such as yourself, who are dedicated to the cause and ultimately the cure. People who are searching to find a way out of the pain, struggle, and ultimately the fight. It's through people like you that a cure is truly obtainable. With progress, those touched by this disease will not be burdened by uncertainty. They will be comforted with care.
As we light E, we should remember how eternally the flame will flicker. We know those that we honor and memorialize tonight, this light represents the love we share for you. It still burns bright in our hearts and in our souls. You will always be a part of us, whether or not we see you.
Last, but certainly not least, let's light the star of hope, as it symbolizes the support all around us. Thank you for those who give us care, our physicians, our nurses, our families, and especially our friends out there. Thank you for supporting our loved ones through all their journeys. Thank you.
Look around. What a sight. Our track is illuminated. The bleachers are illuminated. Each luminary and glow stick represents a treasured relationship. They represent people, and each has a name and a story to tell. As they glow throughout the night, they represent our shared vision for a cancer-free future. We love the people these represent, and we will remember them, celebrate them, and fight back against this disease for them.
My name is Christina Manelli, and I have the honor of being the American Cancer Society staff partner for the Relay for Life of Stillwater. I, like many of you, walk in memory of someone very dear to me, my dad. This remarkable event brings us all together to celebrate our survivors, remember our loved ones lost, and fight back against a disease that takes away way too much. As many of you know, the 2014 Relay for Life of Stillwater is dedicated to Sue Baldwin. I've had the privilege of getting to know and work with Sue this past year. She is truly an amazing woman in so many ways. As a cancer survivor, she bleeds purple, and there is nothing that will stand in her way of letting everyone know about Relay. She is compassionate, caring, dedicated, and truly understands what it means to live life to the fullest. We can all take a life lesson from Sue and play now act old later, as her signature line says in her emails. It is with great honor I introduce my friend and relay rock star, Sue Baldwin.
Deep breath. First of all, I want to thank all of you in the stands for sticking with us, because what happened here tonight is what happens to cancer patients. We're on our journey, we think everything's going cool, and then all of a sudden, the rains come down. So you all stuck with us, and for that, give yourself a round of applause. So the lights have all been shut off. The luminaries are hanging in there and they are lit. And now it's my turn to talk. Thank you, Christina, for the wonderful introduction. I am very honored and humbled to have the 20th River of Hope Relay for Life dedicated to me. I have been participating in 17 of the 20 Stillwater relays, and I am always in awe of the messages that are presented at the various ceremonies by survivors, caregivers, and family members. I found so many things that needed my attention for the past few weeks that allowed me to postpone sitting down and actually preparing this talk. In my professional life, I speak and train people around the country and locally on motivational and educational topics. It's much easier to address 500 people professionally than to speak personally about myself. You might see me in one role in the community, but I assure you that I am very human, just like the rest of you. Just ask my friends or my daughters, and they can verify this. I experience a whole range of emotions, from enthusiasm to sadness, from frustration to peacefulness, from feeling overwhelmed to relaxed, and present with the people who are close to me. When I have a deadline to meet, like writing this talk, I can find distractions like the best of them. Flowers that need watering, weeds that need pulled, emails to return, Facebook postings, Relay for Life bags to make for others, and a host of other things. But there are no more distractions, so let me tell you my story. I am a survivor. I have survived growing up in a family with an alcoholic father and a narcissistic mother who had a hard time showing love. Feeling like I didn't fit in all the way through my school years because I didn't look like the cool girls. Being married to an alcoholic who I divorced 6 weeks before he was killed by a drunk driver, leaving me with 2 daughters, aged 4 and 7, and I was 32 at that time. Being a single parent where I raised and launched 2 very wonderful and successful daughters. Dealing with depression, sadness, and pain, which sometimes leaves me feeling very alone and helpless. A diagnosis of cancer not once, but twice. You see, I'm human just like the rest of you. I can resonate with the song, "I Will Survive." My first diagnosis of breast cancer caught me totally off guard and surprised. I went in for a regular mammogram and then received the dreaded callback telling me that I needed more tests. They told me to check in with a surgeon, and again, I had no idea what I was to hear, so I went alone to the appointment, and when he walked through the door, he said, "You have cancer." And I said, "Benign?" And he said, "No, you have a malignant tumor." I sat there in shock and disbelief. My father had died at 62 of lung cancer, but I was just 51, and my first grandchild was just a year old. On Valentine's Day, 1997, I had a lumpectomy. Chris, my oldest daughter, who was and still is a preschool teacher, passed out sticky hearts with B-9, like bingo, on my friends and the hospital team. We were still hoping that the diagnosis was wrong. Denial can be a great way of coping reality. The tumor was malignant, leaving me with infection and problems that continued for years. I went through chemotherapy and lost all my hair, 37 radiation treatments, and continued to deal with a hematoma that would never leave. Thank you, Debbie Ludowies, for shaving my head one early Sunday morning, an experience that I will never forget. Because I love distractions from reality, I decided to sell my home on the North Hill of Stillwater and downsize into a very modest rambler in Croywood. When I went to look at the home with my friends, we saw this wonderful backyard with 14 trees and a small patio. Knowing how much I loved water and swimming and even teaching young children swimming, a friend said, "Perfect place for a swimming pool." So believing that things happen for a reason and we never know what tomorrow will bring, I drained my savings account and built a pool. Regrets? I read in the paper last week that anyone who owns a swimming pool in Minnesota must be an optimist. So I guess I fit that label. During the time that I was going through chemotherapy without any hair, I was asked to walk for one of the participating teams at the Stillwater Relay for Life, which was held over at the junior high school. My friend Jane Slusher and I walked for about an hour, and after that I said to her, "I think we could do this with a team." The following year, 1998, the Baldwin Bunch became an official Relay for Life team with many of the same team members who have been participating for years. While going through cancer treatment the first time and the years that followed, I continued working and leading what you would call a full and a normal life. Now, I have to tell you that my definition of normal is only a cycle on a washing machine. There were other health issues that arose, like a knee replacement, gallbladder surgery. I continued to see my oncologist for the following 5 years and did yearly mammograms, thinking that I was in remission and done with this whole cancer thing. Living life to its fullest was what I wanted to do, spending my time and energy with my 3 grandchildren, friends, family, making a living and becoming more involved with the Relay for Life as a team captain and in the leadership roles. Fast forward to 2010. I went in for my regular mammogram at the end of September, and my youngest daughter, Carrie, was getting married in October. That horrible call came again. Shocked, angry, stunned, and left in disbelief, I went and did all of the necessary testing that said, "Here we go again." After a battery of tests, I was diagnosed with a 4.5 centimeter tumor, same breast, different tumor, and this time a stage 3 diagnosis. A few weeks after my diagnosis, all of my family and friends were in Door County for my daughter's wedding. We did not let the diagnosis of cancer have a role at this special celebration. The time was spent celebrating the joy that comes with family weddings, and the cancer was not invited to our party. My surgery for a radical mastectomy was scheduled for the early part of March, and the night prior to surgery, I had a burning of the bras party with my friends, and many of you were at that party. There was laughter and tears that night, and the next morning, I was again surrounded by my friends and my daughter, Chris, at 5:00 a.m. in Minneapolis. It was a little harder to joke around at the reality of what was about to happen, and that was sinking in with all of us. I was about to have both of my breasts removed. Infection was part of my recovery. Home health care aides were called in to help, that I needed them to heal, so I could once again begin chemotherapy. As I went through my chemotherapy and lost my hair again, I went to many doctor's appointments for related issues. It was my family and friends and my dog who were there for me. That's why we do the Bark for Life. It was very hard and emotional to look in the mirror and realize that part of my anatomy had been cut out. I could, and still do, make jokes about it, But the reality of what happened because of this cancer leaves more than physical scars. When a relative or loved one goes through all the different stages of recovery from cancer, sometimes it's too hard for the family and friends to bear. They might need to back away temporarily for their own protection. At these times, the cancer patient understands, but can also feel very much alone. It's been 3 years and almost 5 months since surgery. I hope that this is the last time I will ever hear the diagnosis of cancer. I truly believe that things happen for a reason, and I also believe that life is about learning lessons. I continue to stay open to learn every day. Tonight, I feel healthy. I feel grateful for the many blessings in my life, and I also look forward with anticipation about what's ahead of me. Most of all, I want to live my life with no regrets, and that is my wish for you. Are you doing what you love? Are you spending time and energy with people that you love? I posted a saying on my Facebook page a few weeks ago that said, I'd rather look back at my life and say, I can't believe I did that, instead of saying, I wish I did that. So now, a message for my 3 wonderful teenage grandchildren, Ellie, Anna, and Nick, who are in the stands tonight. Life is short. Find out what you really love and go after it. Never, ever forget that I love you, and I want to be here to blow bubbles at your wedding. Not necessarily dance, but I'll be there blowing bubbles. In closing, I would like to remind each of you that we have 2 choices in life. We can either make our life an excuse or our story. Thank you for listening to my story tonight. We all have lost important people in our lives, and we go on. People die and new people are born, just like in The Lion King. It's the circle of life. Now let's go out there and resume the relay, remembering those who are still fighting the fight and those who are with us from above. Thank you all very much.
At this time, we are going to invite all of you to the track. Please remain silent as you walk and remember those who are lighting up our evening tonight. Tonight, the silent walk will be led by a volunteer bagpiper from the Minnesota Police Pipe Band. Hello, my name is Alex Eater, and I'm on the team Joni's Joggers. And my team was started in honor of my grandmother, who is currently receiving chemotherapy for inflammatory breast cancer. I first started a team 2 years ago when my grandma Wendy was diagnosed with cancer, and I wanted to do more and raise some more money, so I started a team in her honor, which was called Rays of Hope. And then this year I have my team Joni's Joggers in honor of my grandma Joan. I've been a part of the Relay for Life committee for about 3 years now, and I've taken part because I want to do more to help both my grandmas, and I want to see a world without cancer.
We started doing the Relay for Life about 6 years ago when a co-worker had breast cancer. We formed the team Shirley's Angels. And after a couple of years, Shirley was well and she retired, so our team kind of dropped off. But I know Sue Baldwin through therapy where I work, and she invited us to join her team. My grandson Reese was the one who got me going this year and got me interested in getting back into Relay for Life because he really, really liked it, and he has had a grandma that died of breast cancer and some other family members that have recently died, so it's really important to Reese to do this. So we're going to continue doing it every year, right Reese?
Yeah.
Yep. And we found out that Reese is the youngest signed up participant this year in the Relay for Life, and he has raised over $300. Would you like to say anything, Reese? No? Okay. So thank you, and I hope that everybody comes out for the Relay for Life next year.
At 6 o'clock last night, we came together to celebrate our survivors. At 10 o'clock, we joined together again to remember those we have lost. And now it's time to fight back. This moment does not represent the end of 2014 Relay for Life. It represents the beginning of the 2015 Relay for Life. Today isn't the day to stop fighting back. Today is the day to start. take some time to reflect on your experiences tonight, but I challenge all of you to begin to gear up for the year to come. Cancer does not take a hiatus, and neither do we. The only way we can continue to grow is to fight back and make it a priority every day. Congratulations on another incredible Relay for Life of Stillwater. What a great, excellent, great, weather-wise not so, night. On behalf of the 2014 Relay for Life Committee, thank you for all you have done to make this a successful event. And you should all be so proud of what we've accomplished. Please give yourself a round of applause. Okay, so let's recognize some incredible accomplishments. Most miles walked. Let's see, what do we have? Thomas Mayer. Thomas, how many did you walk? 23 and a half. That is incredible. Anybody else? I have a nomination. Stand back here 13 hours straight. Yes. Wow. We don't have anything for you today, but we will have it at the wrap-up meeting. So that forces you to come to the wrap-up. And that is August 26th at what time? 6:30 at the KC Hall. Now I would like Dan Lynn. Just walk in.
Relay Spirit.
Relay Spirit Award. What's your second? Just fake it. I will fake it. Yes. I'm looking. So do you want to do that at the wrap-up?
Gonna have to, unless there's
All right.
nobody representing Team Jack here.
All right, so Team Jack had better be at the wrap-up.
Yes. Revenge is sweet. That's all I want to say.
Okay, I'm going to pass it on to Christina. Oh, I guess, silly me. Raffle.
Oh, that.
So we're going to start in reverse order. Yep. And this is for the iPad mini, thank you. And the winner here is Cheryl Olson. Okay, we'll give it to you before you leave. Don't leave. You don't get it until you guys help take down all the tents. Okay, then we have a painting, which I think you all can see it over here. And the winner of the painting is, oh gee, he lives next door to me, Dan Eater. But his son will accept that. Okay, so now first prize, which is $500 donated by DJ Redunce and Stillwater Motors and DJ's family. Oh, it's a ticket I sold. Sue Neiman. And everybody knows Sue. Sue was with us for a long time. So Sue's not here. We will call her and arrange for her to meet with DJ. And
we could do that at the wrap-up meeting.
oh, okay.
Yes. Drum roll, please, for the grand
Do you want to announce this one?
Sherry Wire.
arrange with DJ to go and meet with him and get the check. Okay?
Not today.
Not today. It would be today.
Photo op.
So thank you. Yeah, it's a photo op. Thank you to everybody who bought a raffle ticket. Congratulations. We're gonna share the painting. He'll have it Monday. Okay.
Well, okay, my name is Christina. I introduced myself at Luminaria, but again, my name is Christina, and I have the privilege of being the American Cancer Society staff partner for this event. You guys are all remarkable. I hope you understand that. Like, this is the second largest Relay for Life event in the state. So, even fundraising and community involvement you guys have here is top notch. So, I want to say a very, very heartfelt thank you to everyone in a blue shirt. Our committee. They may not be in them anymore because we sweated through them hours ago, but Alex and Lois, our chair and co-chair, kind of headed things up this year. We did have a lot of new committee members, and we're always welcoming to people who want to join the committee. We have a ton of fun. We plan the event, and we love to hear what you guys want. If there's something that you really like this year that we tried that you haven't seen before, let us know. If there's something that we didn't do this year that we've done in the past that you really like, let us know. We want to make this relay all about you guys and what'll bring you guys here and be fun for you. So thank you again to all of the participants, all of our survivors, and a very, 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 very heartfelt thank you to all of our committee members. Yes, thank you. So as Lois mentioned, we are having our wrap-up meeting, which will be on Tuesday, August 26th at 6:30 at the KC Hall, where we always have our meetings. This is going to be a potluck-style meeting, so feel free to bring something to share. And this is just a meeting where we can all sit down together and talk about the things we really like this year, ideas for next year. If anyone is interested in joining the committee, we can just all sit down and have a very honest conversation about how we can make our relay even better. So again, that's Tuesday, August 26th at 6:30 at the KC Hall. And one more date to mark off. Next year's Relay for Life in 2015 is going to be on Friday, August 7th and Saturday, August 8th, because that's the first Friday in August. So mark that on your calendar. And that's all I have for you guys.
Now we'll hand it over to Alex.
Does anybody want to know how much money we've raised? All right, let's start it off, Kinsey.
Stand up. Hold up. Hold up the thing. Flip it up.
Still have some more to come in. Yeah.
And again, you can turn in any fundraising dollars up until August 31st. So just because the relay is over doesn't mean that your fundraising has to stop. That wrap-up meeting would be a great time to turn in any of that last-minute fundraising you have. And we will hand out updated stickers for your team signs, just so you have those for next year.
Perfect. What's next? Closing speech. That would be Sue Baldwin.
So what's so cool about this relay? How many people are 15 years or under? Raise your hand. Nobody over here.
Mentally?
Dan?
Yeah, mentally.
Mentally, no. Okay. What's so cool is if we go the opposite extent, and if I say, okay, how many people are 60 and over, there would be a lot. I mean, it's all about balance. Look at all the people. How many people are 60 and over? Raise your hand. Look at this. It's all about balance, and everybody in between is awesome. So, there's there's a motivational speaker called Charles Swindoll, and one of the things he said is life is 10% of what happens to us and 98% of how we respond to it. 98% of how we respond to it. So I just want to read you this kind of quick thing for anybody who has gone through chemotherapy and lost their hair. Okay? Me. There once was a woman who woke up one morning, she looked in the mirror and she noticed that she had only 3 hairs on her head. Well, she said, I think I'll braid my hair today. So she did, and she had a wonderful day. The next day she woke up, she looked in the mirror, and she saw that she had only 2 hairs on her head. She said, I think I'll part my hair down the middle today. The third day she woke up, and she looked in the mirror, and she noticed that she had only 1 hair on her head. Well, she said, today I'm going to wear my hair in a ponytail. She did, and she had a fun day. The next day she woke up, she looked in the mirror, and she noticed that there wasn't a single hair on her head. Yay, she exclaimed. I don't have to fix my hair today. Right, Jake? That's right. Attitude is everything. Be kinder than necessary, for everyone you meet is fighting some kind of a battle. Live simply, love generously, care deeply, and speak kindly. Thank you all very, very much for everything you do to make this really